Welcome to the Starter Girlz Podcast, your ultimate source of inspiration and empowerment. We're here to help women succeed in every area of their lives: career, money, relationships, and health and well-being, while celebrating the remarkable journeys of individuals from all walks of life who've achieved amazing things. Whether you're looking to supercharge your career, build financial independence, nurture meaningful relationships, or enhance your overall well-being, the Starter Girlz Podcast is here to guide you. Join us as we explore the journeys of those who dare to dream big and achieve greatness. I'm your host, Jennifer Loehding, and welcome to this episode. Welcome to another episode of the Starter Girlz Podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Loehding, and wherever you are tuning in today, we are so thrilled to have you. So here we are, another episode, another awesome guest. I'm so excited about this one. I've been waiting for this one for a while now. This is going to be fun. So I'm going to open this up today. From working alongside Gary Vee to helping some of the world's biggest brands scale, my guest has spent his career mastering the art of smart growth. With over 25 years in e-commerce, he knows how to unlock momentum without burning out, helping leaders and brands rise faster and smarter. And so you are going to get to hear from him in just a few minutes. But before we do that, we do need to do a quick shout out to our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Walt Mills Productions. Need to add excitement to your YouTube videos or some expert hands for editing? Look no further. Walt Mills is the solution you've been searching for. Walt is not only your go-to guy for spicing up content, he's the force behind a thriving film production company with numerous titles in the pipeline. Always on the lookout for raw talent, Walt is eager to collaborate on film and internet productions. With a background deeply rooted in entertainment and promotion, Walt Mills leverages years of skills to give you the spotlight you deserve. Want to learn more about Walt and his work? Head on over to waltmillsproductions.net and let your content shine. All right. And with that, I do want to say head on over to startergirlz.com. I tell you this every single time. And why? Because one, if you've missed an episode, it's a great place to catch up. You can also sign up for our community newsletter and stay in the know, and hopefully you'll never miss an episode. And then, of course, if you are a creator or maybe you're already in the thick of it and you want to learn what your number one success block is, well, guess what? I've got a quiz over there that I have created. It's a 2-minute quiz, and it will tell you what may be hindering your success right now. And so, as I say, head on over to startergirlz.com and do your thing. All right. So my guest today, are we ready? My guest today is Sabir Semerkant, a creator. He is the creator of the Rapid2X protocol, a 12-month sprint system that has generated over $1 billion in revenue for 90 plus e-commerce brands in just the last 18 months. He has helped brands scale faster, boost margins, and eliminate debt. He's been endorsed by Gary Vee, Neil Patel, and Matt Higgins from Shark Tank. Sabir combines strategy, insight, and real-world results to help e-commerce leaders grow smarter, not harder. So Sabir, welcome to the Starter Girlz Show. I am so excited to have you here today.
Jen, it's great to be here.
It's going to be so much fun. I'm like reading my notes and I'm like, what did I even put on this paper here? It took me a minute to catch myself. It's always the fun thing. It's like the only part of the show that I have scripted is when I read the bios, but they're always my favorite because I get to brag about y'all when you come on the show. So it's
and we all appreciate it. Thank you, Jen.
Awesome. All right, Sabir, I want to talk about you. I want to talk about how you are helping your clients because you got it rocking. Like I'm over here $1 billion in revenue for 90 plus e-commerce brands in just like the last 18 months. So tell us about this. Like, what are you doing over there? How's this doing this?
So the number one thing that we do is, first of all, we kill opinion, right?
I like it.
A lot of people have a lot of opinion, right? They tell you what they think is true or they heard is true or hearsay, whatever. Look, you're in e-commerce. Everything is throwing data at you. Why aren't you just looking at the data? Look at the data. It tells you the truth. It tells you what's going on in your business. And if you're not paying attention to the numbers, like there are numbers from your email marketing, from
right.
meta ads, from your website, from how fast your page is loading, right? All of these things are giving you signals, true signals for you to pay attention to it. And what do people do? Oh, I saw this TikToker say blah, 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 whatever, Okay. but your site is loading, your product page is taking 30 seconds to load. Yeah, so what? The human attention span in 2025 is 1.7 seconds.
Right.
The very thing that got your attention on TikTok, that's 1.7 seconds. Your product page needs to deliver that page and its value in 1.7 seconds. Why are you worried about what that TikToker said to you and is for some reason it sounds exciting to you? Whatever he said, he may be right, maybe not be right, or she may be right or wrong, it doesn't matter. The fact is your site doesn't load fast enough. Fix that first.
Yeah.
Right? Too many people try to be too fancy. I mean, this is my experience over 25 years, well over 200 e-com brands, over $1 billion, pretty deep scars. I know that, Jen, I look pretty cool with this haircut, right? This is not a Dwayne Johnson cut. This is truly, I lost all of my hair follicles because of e-commerce, and every one of those follicles was $1 million incremental revenue for my clients, that it's all lost. It's gone, it looks great. I mean, I'm happy with it, during summer, especially, it's very cool.
Right,
You're
right.
one with the element, with all the elements. But the thing is, that's the kind of a lesson I've learned, that when you're operating a business, you have to know your numbers. You have to know it. If you don't know it, first get educated in that. Don't give it off to your, my VA does my spreadsheets, or my agency gives me my meta ads report. No, I'm asking you, what are you doing with that data? How come you don't know what your site's bounce rate is?
Yeah.
You should know that, right? How much did you spend last week on meta ads? Most founders don't know that number.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, I gotta let me check with my agency. Let me see how much they spend, how much money you spend. Today is Tuesday. Monday morning, you should know how much they spent. So
Yeah.
all of this is part of a Rapid2X protocol. What we do in a year is we go through between 8 to 10 sprints. Each sprint is about 6 weeks. We focus on one thing.
Okay.
And everybody in all the Rapid2X members, they focus on that one thing. And then we kill it, basically. That thing that we worked on. For example, let's say pretty much everybody runs Klaviyo, right? If you run Shopify, you run Klaviyo. So for 6 weeks, all we are doing is everything we need to get right with Klaviyo. That means all of your email campaigns, all of your email calendar, automation, AI, including AI. We actually actively use AI to run businesses and help them scale faster right now. It's not fancy things or look at this cool AI prompt and how cool things we could do with it. No, we're actually using it to help us get a lot done. And AI has come a long way in the past, I would say 24 months, has done an incredible job. I mean, especially I'm just blown away. The thing is, at my core, I'm a computer scientist. So when I studied computer science, artificial intelligence was theory, because we didn't have the CPU. There was no such thing as GPU, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't have it. We didn't have the hardware to run it back then, right? So what did we do? We did data analysis. We did pivot tables. Those are the things that we have been doing. And past 2 years with AI, with things like Manus and Anthropic, Claude AI and Chat GPT, and all of these things are phenomenal tools. I mean, now you could weaponize scaling in your business. You have been given an incredible weapon to scale it. You have to be smart about it. You cannot just treat it like a shiny new object, and you're not going to get anywhere with that.
Right. No, and to your point with the Chat GPT, I mean, I can't even imagine not having it now, because I feel like I use it every single day.
It's like a calculator.
Yeah, it's like in everything. Like just before
it's your iPhone, it's your calculator. Yes. That's what it is today. Yeah.
I get on like, how do I create my bios that I'm doing for my podcast? I'm having to go in there, like taking the content. How do we create? I feel like I use it for everything. It's like, if I'm coming up with titles, I've used it to create, like put presentations, not like full presentations, but like a sale, like a proposal, like basically like a proposal. I've used it to help me create that, or to brainstorm ideas. I mean, yeah, you can do so much. In fact, I think I even told somebody who was at our house, my son's friend was here the other day, and he was trying to get a car inspected and a code came up. And so you got to drive X number of miles to get rid of the code. They couldn't figure out the number. I said, go look it up on ChatGPT, see if it'll give you an answer.
Before it used to be Google it.
Right.
It used to be Google it or look it up on AOL, and then it was let's Google it, right?
Yes.
And now it's just ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT.
And
And
well,
at
it answers
ChatGPT, it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you're going literally on ChatGPT. It
Right.
could mean that if, let's say, you prefer Claude, you could be going on Claude and doing it there, or Gemini or Copilot or any of these kind of tools, or Perplexity or Elon
Yeah.
Musk's Grok. Any of those things. Grok is phenomenal, by the way, right now.
I haven't
Right, it
tried
has
that
done
one.
a great-
Yeah. Liking it?
Oh yeah, I mean, especially with voice, it does incredible job. Like you could say that. The thing is, I'm a New Yorker, so
Yeah.
for my ultimate test was I said, "You're a woman from the Bronx, right? I want to when you talk to me, I want you to use that accent, right?"
Yeah.
And it did a phenomenal job. When you do the same thing on ChatGPT, it's the same woman.
Same
Right?
woman.
It's the same woman. There is no inflection. There is no attitude.
Okay.
But when you do the same thing with Grok, with voice, you get that specific
You get
type
this
of a
specific
personality that comes
Yeah.
through. That means that also the content that you could generate with it could be pretty darn close to what you're trying to achieve. I mean, right now, the best
Yeah.
tool out there that generates the best content, human-like sentences and inflections and stuff like that, is Claude. Sonnet 4.5 is the latest one. Opus
Yeah.
4.1 before that, it did a phenomenal job. Nothing compares to it. But a close second, I would say, would be Grok.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I like Claude. I've been using that, and I use that one to help me build out a course and stuff. So I've used that one too. There's a lot of them out there, but yeah, it's funny. I was mad at ChatGPT today, so I told it to get lost. I love how it like argues with you sometimes. You're not giving me the answer I want. I'm done. I'm moving to a different one now. We're gonna go try that. So I'm gonna.
Don't you feel that tools like that we were so impressed with, like literally maybe less than 2 years ago,
Yeah.
Alexa and Siri.
Right.
Now you talk to it, go like, how come you cannot think about that? Go like, I'm sorry, I cannot help you with that. What do you mean you cannot help me with that? ChatGPT can.
What's the problem today? Why are you acting like? Why are you talking back so much? Stop doing all that. Yeah, I know, it's so funny.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite lines is, "You're being too chatty. Can you be brief and concise?"
Great, I love it.
Then ChatGPT actually keeps it. ChatGPT with voice is pretty good, also, right?
Yeah.
I think that aspect of it is pretty good compared to the others, right? So there I go, like, can you keep it brief and concise? Because it goes way overboard explaining things too much. Like, no, keep it simple. First, give me the 6-word answer, and then if I'm interested, I'm going to ask you to give me more.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I love it. I'm gonna have to check the Grok out. Then I haven't done that one. I've tried Perplexity and I'd use ChatGPT, and I like the Claude, so I'll have to check out a couple of these other ones. So, okay, so I want to know. Okay, so we talked a little bit about what you're doing with your clients. Love it. I would love to know, like, how did you get into this field? Like, how did this happen for you? Because you're good at it. You've built some well-known common brands. I mean, like Canon, we talked to Tommy Hilfiger. I mean, there's some great brands in there. We know you've worked with Gary Vee, helped him build up some of the commerce. How did this happen for you? Like, what brought you to this?
I started with quitting.
Oh,
so it's good. Quitting is not so bad, you know?
Yeah.
So my very first one was before e-commerce, internet was being commercialized. Right. Remember, I'm an OG. I've been in this field for a long time. Right. Yeah. And back then I was part of a big 6 consulting firm, management consulting firm. So pretty good position. Sabir in his 20s, right, out of college. Even though I was just out of college, I already had a lot of experience because I had been coding since the age of 6.
Yeah.
So to me, it was like second nature, coding and millions of lines of code. Well over 20 different programming languages I've coded in. So I'm really well versed. That's part of me that the new world, this recent 25 years doesn't even know that exists. You know?
Right. Kind of like the AOL. You've got mail and the dial-up.
So so at this management consulting firm, I went to the partner in charge and I said, look, I've been playing with this internet. It's coming about. There's a huge commercialization effort that's going on right now. We should be focused on this. Back then, the client server, meaning that a server existed inside of your company, and people from your company connected to that server in order to get services done. right? Before cloud,
Yeah.
this is before any of this stuff, right? So I said, that's where the world is going. I think I can help with that. Like, can we do something with that? Oh no, this internet is a fad. I heard about
Mm.
it. I don't think it's going
Wow.
to turn into a big thing. I said, I made my argument because remember when you're in your 20s, you do argue a little bit more. You're more hot headed. I did do that with this partner who was like 5 levels up above me, right in the pecking order in
Yeah.
this hierarchy, and it's a big six consulting firm. So you
Okay.
can imagine like having that conversation at Anderson Consulting or Ernst and
Right.
Young. So think of it like
Yep.
that.
Okay.
So I said that felt defeated after he said, no, it's a fad. It's going to go away. Nothing. I don't think it's going to change that much. I think, yeah, mainframe to the PC, but even with PCs, you see some of the smaller companies. I don't think he understood how the PCs had been everywhere in every company in the world. So that's what happened. So next day I went in. I took my resignation with me. I said that respectfully, this is the way the world is going. I believe in it. Here's my resignation letter. So I resigned because I was on my path. I was very successful. I
Yeah.
was on my path. If I had stayed on there for 3 to 5 years, I could have made partner, or maybe in 7 years, right? One of the partners, right? But no, I said, I'm going to go in. What are you going to do? I said, I'm going to become an internet consultant. I was like, that's not a thing. It's like somebody saying that I'm a blockchain consultant,
Yeah. Right.
right? Well, like, what is that? So I'm going to become an internet consultant, but that's not a thing. No, I said, I'm going to make it a thing, right? This is where it's going, right? I quit. Back then, by the way, LinkedIn doesn't exist. So it's not like I can post there with a flag saying that I'm available, hire me.
Right.
No such thing. So I let my network know that, hey, I left my management consulting. I'm focused 100% on internet because there was no e-commerce at that time, on internet. So if you have anyone that's interested in internet projects, send them my way, because I was one of very few people in the world that understood that,
Yeah.
So very few.
Yeah.
So as soon as I make that announcement, 2 of my people in my network contact me. One of them is there is a internet project that's failing, and they want somebody to lead it. And that was Jim Cramer from CNBC. And that
Okay.
was thestreet.com. I'm like, yeah, not a problem.
Wow.
I'll go and do it.
Yeah.
Because I knew every part of the infrastructure, every nuance, all of that stuff. No problem. I'll take that on. I said yes to that. And another friend of mine contacted me. Well, like, hey, I heard that you're providing internet consulting. We have a fashion brand that wants to do innovative things with internet, and we're helping them, but we don't have a tech lead that can lead this project. Like, we have no idea where we're going with this. That project was Tommy Hilfiger.
Wow.
Those were right out of my gate. I got 2 of them, and I was barely sleeping. I was doing 16-hour days, 8 hours each, to help launch them. And I did end up launching both of them at the same time. And then from there, it just spiraled, right? But the thing is, when we were doing Tommy wanted to sell his book. But how do you sell? You cannot take credit card over plain text, which was HTTP.
Okay.
And lucky for us, HTTPS became a standard. And then we were one of the first implementations of it. This was at the same time Jeff Bezos was working on Amazon, right? At the same time.
Okay.
So we actually started selling his book and used HTTPS. But the thing is, it's not just about taking a credit card. You have to process it. No PayPal. There is no PayPal. There is no Stripe.
Yeah.
We had to actually build that with Chase Bank to connect to it, to say, hey, when we give you credit card, you need to approve it and take the money out and then give us a confirmation you did that. And they had an API called Payment Tech. So we implemented that. You had to do all of those things because there was no Shopify.
Right.
So every aspect, every nook and cranny of e-commerce, even from a build-up standpoint, I know it really well even from those days. And nowadays, like, people complain about, hey, I couldn't get my Shopify going. Like, what are you talking about? You're working with Lego parts. I had to build Lego.
You're the OG.
I had
For
to build
real.
Lego. What are you talking about? Now I can literally launch an e-commerce company, launch it from scratch, and I've done it several times over a weekend. I could start Friday
Yeah.
morning, by Sunday night it could be launched, and I could drive traffic to it, not from
Wow.
scratch, from zero, right? And especially, I believe that statement I can even change it now because of AI, especially with Claude Sonnet 4.5. I strongly believe that with ChatGPT and the new Sora 2
Mhm.
from
Yeah.
shout out to OpenAI. They did a phenomenal job with video, right? So with those tools, I think e-commerce companies could be launched within like 6 hours. It doesn't have to even take a
Wow.
whole weekend anymore. It
Yeah.
used to take me 9 months. Like literally, I was pregnant. I had to give birth in 9 months.
This is impressive. I'm like, wow, I don't even know anything about all that. So I think it's impressive. I can't even imagine because there's so technology has changed so much. I mean, you're talking about that. I use Stripe and all of those things now. And it's like for
It's
things
so
that I'm doing,
incredibly convenient.
I
It's
know,
incredible.
right? And you're just like, you're like, it's kind of, I guess, like driving a, stick shift car. Once you learn how to do that, you know how to do it, right? Like you know how to build these platforms from bottom up. So you did
Yeah,
all the
well, like,
hard.
what are you complaining about? You have
Exactly.
these incredible Lego parts, and even with AI, that helps you even automate it.
Yeah.
What I realized is not everybody is at there's a saying that I heard from one of my mentors when I was younger, and it didn't make sense to me, and over time it started making more sense.
Yeah.
Fast is slow, slow is fast,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
When
Right.
slow is fast, right? For some people, you think you're going so slow, but you're going too fast. They don't get it, right?
Yeah. Right. Right.
And fast is slow. You think as an entrepreneur you might be going fast. I look at it from my perspective. You're going
Mhm.
super slow,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Right.
So people get things at their own pace. It's their understanding. They need to get there. Otherwise, what happens? You make a lot of mistakes by, let me speed it up. I'm gonna go hire XYZ agency. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
hire Gary Vaynerchuk. You're not ready for Gary
Right.
Vaynerchuk. Your brand is
No.
not ready for Gary
No.
Vaynerchuk. Even
Right.
if you have the money to spend because you told investors that you need money from them to give it to Gary, right?
Right. Right.
You're not ready. Actually, on the other side, Gary has a lot of great people that actually vet that and see that, oh, you know what, you don't belong
Yeah.
here. You need to go
I
build
just
build
filter
build
that
these
out.
other things. Go
Your
consume
filters.
some of the Gary V content before you get here, and
Yeah.
then we'll see you in about 2-3 years when you're ready. You're not
Right.
ready yet.
Yeah.
And we do the same thing with Rapid2X. Like so the two types of entrepreneurs we don't take on. If you are a side hustler, you're not serious yet, because you
Yeah.
really need
You're
to.
looking for serious. Yeah.
This needs to be your full-time job, and if you
Yeah.
don't make your sales and if you don't grow this business, that means that you're not paying mortgage, right? You
Right.
need to be serious, that level serious, right? And the number two is drop shipper. Most side hustlers tend to be drop shippers too,
Yeah.
right? So there's a very rare cases. We have had like maybe 2 Rapid2Xers that were drop shippers, but the thing is they had already scaled their business over $1 million a year. So they knew what they were doing. And then when they became part of Rapid2X, one of the first things that we did with them was to say that, like, look, this has proven itself. How much more do you want it to prove itself, right?
Mm.
Either
Okay.
either turn this business into a marketplace and go like, we will never carry inventory, or you see that these are the top 10 things that actually worked. Let's go and private label it so that we can build a brand, and
Yeah.
invest in it that way. So now it's time for you to pivot and take that road ahead, which way you want to go. What are you waiting for? You already $1 million in the bank tells you that this thing works, right?
Yeah.
You are one of the few that actually hit on something great here. So let's move in the right direction with that. But most of the businesses are e-com DTC businesses. It's their own products. We touch almost every product category. It's not just US specific. It's like a United Nations meeting every 2 sessions. I have live sessions every week, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
around the world. We have e-commerce entrepreneurs from Dubai, from Belgium, from Australia, from New Zealand, from Netherlands, UK, quite a few from United States, from Canada. Like we have clients from all over the world. Does it work with different languages, different cultures? Yes. The answer is yes, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, we focus on we focus on the fundamentals of the business that goes cross-border. It doesn't matter where you are, So we need to fix those kinds of things first, so that a consumer, TikTok and Instagram Reels have penetrated almost every part of the globe, right? That consumer attention span doesn't change from 1.7 seconds. It doesn't matter if you are from Dubai or from South Africa or Botswana. Doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It's the same attention span, right? Is your business set up to that attention span? And it's not just pages loading it fast enough. It's also your meta ads. Why is your meta ads not working? You're showing me your logo for the first 10 seconds. You already lost me. How about you tell me in the first 3 seconds, what are you trying to get my attention on? Right?
Right.
Why? So there is an art and science to even generating video creatives, or even if you do static ads and stuff like that. You have to, ultimately, it goes down back to, did you make your point in 1.5 to 3 seconds? And if you did not do that, you are definitely losing money. You're losing money on spending it on Meta and Google and TikTok and all of those paid platforms. You're losing it on the revenue side because you did get attention. Meta did its job of sending you that traffic, but your bounce rate is 90%, meaning that 90% of that traffic that Meta sent you, you did not cater to them. They left before you would even show your page properly because you're taking too long.
Yeah. So bottom line is you need to know your numbers.
You need to know your numbers. And you have Jen, this may or may not shock you.
Yeah.
So many entrepreneurs over my career, they did not even know the cost of goods that they sold.
Yeah.
So how do you determine your price? How do you know you're profitable? Last I checked, you're not a nonprofit organization. Right. Even nonprofit organization needs to make some margin in order to pay off volunteers and buy things like stickers and stuff to promote that nonprofit. But they don't know their numbers. Right? They're like, no, we buy this thing from China. It's we buy it at $7 a unit. Yeah, it was $7 a unit when it was in China. You had to put it on a boat to bring it over here.
Right.
Now it's not $7. Maybe it's $8.60. Now it's sitting in somebody's warehouse in Canada or United States or whatever.
Yeah.
They're charging you square footage for it to sit there before you even sell it.
Got up some more.
Now you sold it.
Yeah.
You have to pay credit card fees, which is 2 to 3%. And if you do PayPal or installment plans or whatever, that's a little bit even more.
Right.
Do you pay yourself? And what about the pick, pack, and ship from that operations? Like that's going to take your order, pack it for you. Oh yeah, but Amazon is the best deal in town. Yeah, Amazon doesn't do it for free. They will charge you for every one of those orders that go out. I know if FBM is pretty good, right? It's or the MCA program that they have is pretty good. I get it, right? But you need to know your numbers, right? That $7 thing sitting in China was $7. Once you actually sold it, your cost of goods could be $10.50. And you set the selling price of $9.95.
Right.
Because you thought that, for every item I was collecting $2.95. No. Right. Every time you're selling, you're owing $1.50. You're paying people to take this product off your hands.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, hopefully,
I've not run meta ads yet.
Yeah.
Now, if I run meta ads on top of it, most of them have a less than a 2 ROAS, which is not profitable.
Right. Well, hopefully, I guess they better get that straight before they come work with you.
No. This is the part of it. I mean, there's a lot of data, and sometimes with the overload of data, that also causes problems. So what we do is there's too many KPIs, too much data, too much metrics. Right? What do you pay attention to? That's one of the things that Rapid2X protocol does. It kind of hones you into like. First, let's fix the consumer attention span. That's one metric. That's it. Everything we're going to do for 6 weeks, we're going to fix that one thing. So everything is fine-tuned to that attention span.
Gotcha.
Now we have real data. Now we have accurate data because you had errors before.
Right.
Any data you had before that point was based on the wrong assumptions. You thought that, oh, you know what? Meta ads is the problem. So you went to an agency that sells meta ads, right? Meta
Yeah.
ad services. What would they say? Oh, you have
Right.
meta ads problem, right?
Yeah.
You
Right.
go to the Shopify place, they go like, oh, you
Miss
know what? Your Shopify site could be
Shopify.
better. You
Yeah.
need to rebuild the Shopify site. How much does it cost? $10,000, $25,000, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And when the meta ads agency fails at delivering results, right? What happens? What's their excuse? Well, the thing is, you don't have enough to product market fit. So they start blaming something else. Or
Mm.
it's your website. Your website is bad. Then you think that, oh, you know what? The agency is right. I need to go fix my website.
Mm.
You never fixed your business. Your
Yeah.
business needs to be fixed from the ground up. There are fundamental things that are wrong with your business that you need to correct. Once you do that, it's like saying that I have, I have the wrong hammer. I have
Right.
the wrong
Right.
nails. But
Yeah.
what are you trying to build? Like, do you really need a hammer? Do you really need nails? Can you do without them with using a glue? Maybe
Yeah.
it's a glue gun you need. You don't need a jackhammer.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, I feel like, yeah, no, and I'm not even, it's making me think of when I've worked with clients, not even on that level, but like when they're getting hung up on this one thing, but they're missing all the other pieces that need to be fixed. And they're hung up on that one thing and they keep thinking it's that one thing they need to fix. And it's probably because they heard it from somebody else that told
I'll
them
tell you
that.
where they heard it from. They heard it from this fancy resume that they just hired that says Chief Marketing Officer at Nestle. They were a director of marketing at Nestle.
Yeah.
Now they hired them as a CMO for
Yes.
their startup. They're so excited about this person. Oh my God, we have director of marketing from Nestle. They were handling these things. Now they became CMO of our company.
Yeah.
Yeah. That person,
So
that director had 50 people behind them that was supporting them to not make mistakes. Right?
Right.
That person
Right.
didn't do anything that
Yeah.
you hired. You think that, because you have to be at the right stage. Or it could be, oh, our board of director advisory board guy, blah, blah, blah. There's always a guy, right? There's always a guy or gal that they think that this magical pedestal that they need to be on.
Yeah.
That person said it is magical, right? And then they have to listen to that. That's one
And
of
they
the
ignore the
biggest
data.
mistakes. They ignored the data. Yeah. It's just like, pay attention to the data.
Yeah.
That person, whatever is coming, I'm telling you, with over a few 100,000 tests I've run in my life, right? In over 25 years, over $1 billion in my experience, right? My opinion does not matter. My opinion does not matter, even though it's well informed.
Yeah.
It does not matter, because if you see me in my live sessions, go like, okay, if you're a fashion company, this data tells you this.
Right.
But if you're a vitamin supplements company, you're it's 180
different.
degrees. It's completely different.
Right,
it's not the same.
Right.
So why are you reading this blog article that's written by somebody who's in the supplements industry that says that this works, blah, 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 with the customers and whatever subscription?
Right.
You're a fashion brand. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with your brand. I learned this also early in my career when I thought, okay, Tommy Hilfiger and Perry Alice, when you look at their clothing, is for men most of the time, right? It's 90% men. It must be the same. Two very different brands.
Yeah.
Even though they both go after the same demographic. It's 25 to 48-year-old men, right? That's the age that they go for. Very different approach, very different branding, very different history, very different tastes. Like, that's within the same industry and category and demographics, very different approaches.
Yeah.
Right? Let alone if you go across different categories and you assume like, oh, that it worked for that, it should work for me. No, you need to see how it can work for me, not that it will work for me. You need to get to the right answer. You don't have the right answer right now, right? Because you're going on an assumption, pure assumption. You read an article, somebody on advisory board told you XYZ. You were watching somebody's keynote speech and they said something and that sparked an idea. You listened to this podcast and you got some ideas from here, right? Great. Start with an A/B test.
Yeah.
Does this work for me? Let me test it against my control group. Is this factual? That's what you need to do. Like, even the words coming out of my mouth, right? Well informed, so much experience. You still need to test it. You still need to test it for you.
Right. Yeah, no, I think I agree with you, because I think think so often we get too many ideas when we're working on things, and then we think we have to reinvent the wheel or change something up because we hear somebody else say that worked for them. And so clearly we transfer that knowledge over to what we're doing and think we have to just mix it all up and change it up. And so I agree with
I'll
you.
give you a ridiculous example, right? How people start solving problems and why it's maybe just a simple thing you need to look at, right? This is one of my very earliest experiences. And by the way, these experiences don't die like 25 years ago. People repeat it. We're humans. We keep repeating it, right?
Yeah.
Some other brand comes up with it. I go like, oh yeah, I know that. You need to do this. So at Vitamin Shop, right? This was 25 years ago. We started noticing that in our data, when people were registering to check out and stuff like that, that's what they used to do back then, right? It was not a one-click checkout. It was you had to go through our registration process. We noticed that in every bulk of our data had an asterisk after first name asterisk, last name asterisk, street address 1 asterisk, street address 2 didn't have it. City had an asterisk next to it. Phone number had an asterisk next to it. They're going like, they started looking into the code, go like, are we putting this in or people? But if we are putting it in the code, we should be seeing it on all the data. We are not seeing it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So after analyzing it, we saw that, no, it's not in the code. People are actively putting this in. Right? So I said, okay, everybody took the engineering route, even though I have a lot of engineering background. I said, okay, let me just go through the experience on the site. Let me see what's happening. I go through the experience through the site, and I have a group of my engineers. They're looking at the code to see where's this. Maybe it's a conditional. It says people who are blue-eyed, you should get an asterisk. People who are short, they should get an asterisk. I don't know, something like that. So they're a conditional. So they're putting that in. I look at the site, I start laughing. I said, we are telling them to put the asterisk there. What? Are you effing kidding me? What do you mean? On the form, it says asterisk denotes required fields. So we're instructing the consumers that whatever you think is required, put an asterisk next to it. So they put Susan asterisk, Macaulay asterisk, 1 Main Street asterisk, apartment 156. No asterisk. We are asking their opinion, they're putting it. So what we did was instead we removed it and we put an error handling to say when they put it in, we would come back and tell them, oh, you missed this. You need to give us this. This is required. We're telling them to put that asterisk, and that's why they're putting the asterisk there, right?
Yeah.
This is where, you have to look at common sense. You have to look at the data. You have to look at what the real problem is. Sometimes the problem does not require a jackhammer. It does not require a crane. It might be just you look at it and go like, oh, yeah, remove that sentence. That's it.
Yeah.
We removed the sentence and went away. That's it. The problem went away. Where we told them that. So that's an example of a really stupid, simple stuff, right? You think that hindsight, when you go like, oh, yeah, that's so obvious. No, when you're in it, it's not. These problems are not so obvious, right?
Yeah.
If your product returns, something that happens to every business, if your product returns are increasing because you introduce a revision of a product, you need to look at your product to see what that revision did to it. Like maybe the lid company that you changed because the previous one was a nickel more. So you found a cheaper thing that had a better, cheaper cap. But that cap keeps on coming off of your tomato sauce you're trying to sell online. And it's all over the box. The consumer doesn't even get a proper delivery or oily or whatever. You need to fix the product. It has nothing to do with meta ads. It has nothing to do with a better customer service people that you should hire. So you really need to kill the problem. You have to identify, first of all, what the problem is, and then you have to kill the problem at its root. And you have to be very logical about these things. Otherwise, you start chasing things and try to solve things. And what's happening? You're spending time on the wrong things. And worse, now you're going to go get expertise because you think that you don't have the expertise or your team doesn't have the expertise. So let me bring out outside people who excel at this wrong problem.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my problem is a Shopify rebuild. No, it's not. Like, have you looked at your pages that did you optimize everything that you could optimize using the Dawn theme, which is a free theme that Shopify gives you? That's a pretty powerful theme. Did you optimize that? No.
Yeah.
So why do you think your problem is you need to hire another Shopify agency, right? That these are the kinds of things that
Right.
actually ends up costing you a lot of money. It costs you
Yeah.
a lot of aggravation, and unfortunately for some, you're gonna tap out, right? You're gonna have only
Right.
so much on your credit card. You have a line of credit for your business if you're lucky, right? If you're old enough, right? If the business is mature enough, you have a line of credit or business loan or something. Eventually, you're gonna tap out, and what happens? Bankruptcy. This is one of the reasons, like, you hear so many companies that report phenomenal Black Friday, Cyber Monday, never did their homework on margin analysis. And then come January, bankruptcy filings go up.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. No, and that's crazy. I think, I'm guessing that's all the stuff you're covering in your 12 months.
Yeah.
Then. They're all,
Yep.
You're solving the world problems, the OG.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that I usually say is there are two groups of entrepreneurs. One group really loves this.
Yeah.
And they when they join in with that mindset, they do phenomenally well. And when I say phenomenally well, I'm talking about 118% increase in 12 weeks. Right?
Yeah,
This is pretty immediate, right?
Yeah.
This is pretty immediate. They see the results and stuff. The ones that come in from the mindset of, oh, let's see what this guy can do. No, listen, I'm Mr. Miyagi. You're Daniel's son.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you wax on, wax off. I'm going to teach you what you need to do. I'm not in the tournament. You are going up against that big bad guy, and you need to learn to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Right? I should not be part of your entrepreneurial journey for the rest of your life. You should be in for 12 months. If you see value, continue resubscribing because you continue getting value from it. But I should be in and I should be out, right?
Yeah.
Not that you and I need to be married forever, right?
Right.
You need to fix your business. That's the mindset that you need to be in when you're coming in there. That should be the mindset. And the ones that do marry up to that mindset do phenomenally well, right?
Yeah.
Literally they come in and go like, well, I've been misled by so many people. And this is a pretty recurring story we hear, from the Rapid2X members, that, when we got into this program, it's just, I'm focused on like, what are the 3 things I need to work on this week? A lot of them have, uninstalled Trello, Asana, Monday.com. They don't need it. Why?
Right.
Because they're working on 3 things.
Right.
If I ask you, Jen, what are you working on this week? If you can name me, A, B, and C. That's it. Why are you working on these 3? Oh, these are my reasons behind it. Okay, cool. Just go and work on that. You don't need Trello for that. You don't even need Apple Notes on your iPhone. Yeah. You're working on these 3 things, and these 3 things is going to give you results from working on those 3 things. Next week, you're working on 3 things, maybe 2 things, maybe 4 things. That's it. But these are very, very prescriptive. We have prescriptions every single week that you're working on.
Yeah.
So those 6 weeks that we are focused on that one thing, like performance optimization, every week you're given between 3 to 5 prescriptions that you need to work on. If you have the expertise, you can do it. If you don't have the expertise, we also have, over time, we have built out a very robust Rapid2X implementation partners network.
Yeah.
And these people have been vetted by me, like extremely, that these guys know the Rapid2X protocol. They know what needs to be implemented. And then we actually refer them to those guys. If you don't have, I don't have the guy for that or gal for that. Yeah, we have a whole network of people who actually do those things, and they know it really well.
Cool. Okay, I got it. Exciting. Good stuff. you know your stuff. I love it. No, and I like that I was going to ask you, that was one of the questions I was going to ask, is when these people come in, who are the successful people in this? And I think you answered that. It's the people that are coming in with that mindset ready to go. And I think that's like everything, right? It's like I notice, like, my clients are not even probably at that level, but I can tell the difference between the ones that come in that are committed and the ones that are like, I'm going to see if this is going to work. Because when you come in from a place of I'm committed, you figure out what you need to do to show up, right? It's a very different conversation. It's so funny. I have a gal right now that I'm sitting here thinking about. I'm like, I need to connect her to you because she's got a brand and she's building it out and she's doing phenomenal. But it's a difference of an attitude, right? It's a difference of showing up and being committed versus being, oh, well, I'm going to see what happens, and we know what
So
that does.
you're gonna waste time.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to waste time.
Wasting time.
Yeah.
Wasting time is worse than losing money.
Exactly.
Right? Money you could make it back somehow, right?
Yeah.
But wasting time you cannot make the time back.
No, you can't get it back.
Right? You missed the Mother's Day. Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? It's the day after Mother's Day. You missed it.
You missed that one too.
Right? You missed Black Friday.
Keep going, you're gonna miss Father's Day too.
You missed you missed Black Friday. You missed Cyber Monday.
Yep.
It's the day after. It's 1 minute after Cyber Monday. You missed it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's it. There's no way. Okay, next year. Next year, nothing's gonna change because your mindset is not different, right?
Yeah.
One of the things I say, I remind all the Rapid2X members is that I'm not a Netflix documentary. If you're here to watch Netflix, you can go and watch Netflix. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Don't waste anybody's time here. Don't waste your money even, right? Because the thing is, this program is pretty serious. We actually reject a lot more people because when they connect with us during our sales process, right? We actually check for a fit. It's not just a product market fit.
Right,
We're actually checking the psychology of the entrepreneur. Is the person fit? Is the founder fit? Because only founders attend and they bring on their teams to attend also, right? So we check, is the founder fit? Do they have the right mindset? And if we see that there's a product market fit, but the founder does not have the right mindset because they could be going through a divorce, they could be going through a whole bunch of other stuff, right?
Right.
They might be having partnership problems, money problems, some other things. They don't have the right mindset. We actually tell them, sorry, you're not ready. But my product, I'm doing about $2.5 million a year. What do you mean I'm not ready? Well, your product is ready. You are not ready.
You're not ready. No, and thank you for saying that because I think any business owner out there, whether you're large or small, should be doing this with anybody that's coming into their capacity, whether it be, somebody you're working with, a client, whatever, because you're your brand, I think, and whomever you associate with is your brand. They represent you. And so, I think, from listening to you and your perspective, if I were running that, I'd be the same way. In fact, I worked with a mentor for a couple of years. He was a guy from, I think he was from Sweden or wherever, amazing guy. He was building out he had started out, he was in the coaching space, like he was a personal trainer, and then he went on to online. And when we signed up to work with him, he kind of did the same process. We had to basically apply to work with him. So it wasn't just like we could just pay because we had the money. He wasn't cheap, but we had the money to pay. He wasn't just going to take the money. We had to go through a process and actually apply to be in the program and to do that. And it made the community was really good because we weren't allowing just anybody to come into that community. So it wasn't like we had these cancers in there that were bringing everybody down. It was just a very high level community. There was like no gossiping. There really wasn't any of this back and forth. Everything was wide open, transparent. He used to always talk about how we're in a meritocracy. This is how we run this program. It's how we run the group. If you got a problem, you say it in front of everybody. We all heard, everybody could ask a question. It was great. But I think
the past 2 years, we have actually kicked out members because the problem was not them. It was always something else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got to get that out.
You're the common denominator here,
Right. Yeah.
The faster you can come to this conclusion, you're going to save time and money.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to blow through a lot of money and time, and this can't be that you're the common denominator. You're the problem.
And so not everybody's willing to accept that. And I think they need to get out if they're not, because they're not going to grow. Nothing's going to happen. They're wasting their money, their time, and everybody else's time with them. So that is the one thing I learned in my 22 years being in Mary Kay's about culture and community and wiping the cancer out of organizations, because when they're in your organization, they're toxic and they ruin everything for everybody. So yes, you got to get them out. So, okay. So I want to ask you, because you're doing like awesome. This is like, some of this stuff is like so far over my head right now because I know nothing about all this e-commerce stuff, but whatever it is, I think it's amazing. And I think that you clearly have done some amazing things with some brands and have been essential in the growth of some of these. So I think it's awesome. I would like to know, this is kind of more of a personal question for you as an entrepreneur and having the significant growth that you've had. Like, what have you learned about yourself in this journey? What do you feel like has been the biggest takeaway for you?
I need to be more patient, right? And ironically, here's the irony. My name, actually, my first name means patience. You know,
interesting.
there's a lot of irony in this. You know,
Yeah.
I think that I think I've gotten better over time as an individual, right? Being patient, but I think that's a skill set. It's a very hard skill set to master over time, right? And I think it has taken me 25 plus years, right? If you talk to the team that worked with me at Vitamin Shop, right, 25 years ago, Sabir is a tyrant, right? Tyrant. Like either you were great or you were garbage. That's it. There was no middle. That's Sabir back then, right? I made people tear up, and I thought that was a great accolade to have, right? And over time, I've learned, fast is slow, slow is fast, right? Like I said earlier, that this is something that I over time I've learned to become more and more patient, and from it, one of the surprise outcome is that sometimes when somebody asks me a question, I stay quiet for about 12 seconds. It's uncomfortable. For some people, it's uncomfortable because 12 seconds to them, because they're used to transactional, very transactional, right?
Yes.
I say something, you say something, I say something, you say something. Why? Right? I need to think about what you said, right? So, if I take about 12 seconds, what ends up happening is the other person goes through and starts solving it, because now they're under pressure because they asked a question. The reason I'm not responding is maybe I'm thinking about their question and I'm judging them. I'm not. I'm just thinking about the question. That's all I'm doing. And I'm being patient about when I'm coming back. I want to give them not a quick answer. I want to give them the right answer, right? I want to get them as close to the right answer as possible. And what ends up happening, this is the interesting thing I found. They end up actually thinking through that in those 12 seconds that I've stayed quiet. They would not let me talk, even after 12 seconds, and they start solving it themselves, which is an amazing thing for people to do, because I don't have to keep on solving it for you. I need to teach you how to think about, at least how to think about the questions, in a human language, not just English, right? In a human language, because I have clients in Rapid2X from all over the world, right? Most entrepreneurs ask the two wrong questions. And what are they? They start the question with, what do I need to do? How do I need to do it? No, those are later questions. Why should you do it? That's the primary question you should be asking.
Okay, it's good.
Why should you be doing this? Why do you think that giving them a 50% Black Friday sale makes sense? Oh, because everybody else does it. I'm going to play mommy now. All of your friends were to jump off the cliff, would you jump? That's not an answer, right? Right?
Yes.
But smart ass kids could say that, maybe it's a cliffside beach and they're jumping into the water,
Right.
So, but the thing is, it's the why. Why question is really, really critical. Why can save you. The why question in your business, when you question the why part of it, not how do I do it? Sabir, do you have a lead magnet, the PDF I can download, blah, blah, blah? Or what do I need to do? What did you say? Let me write it down again. What did you say about the meta ads thing? Where's that flag? No, wrong questions. Start with why. Why should I do it? Right.
They're not owning it if they're doing that, because you're just solving it for them. But no,
because you should. The one thing that you understand about the why, then you could solve that why for 100 different other situations once you get the why. Otherwise, you're going to come back to me. Like if I was purely evil and transactional, I would teach you to always ask for the what and the how.
Right.
Why? Because
Right.
I'm going to charge you every time you came back. I'll charge you $5,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
I can bankroll this, right? This is
Yeah.
pretty easy.
Right.
But with the program, that's why this is very different, and it's meant to be for a very different type of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Right.
I can see that. Yeah.
Once they understand that, they become better entrepreneurs over time. They become more seasoned. Right. Then they understand, like, and at the core of it, I'm a New Yorker. I have a bullshit meter. I actually teach these entrepreneurs to actually, build up their bullshit meter, so they
Yeah.
understand, like, when somebody says this, they should not ask, oh, what did you say that we need to do? That's no, don't go with that. Go, why do you think that's going to work?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Why is targeting, or why is this discount? Why do you think, your ad is going to work better if I give you even deeper discount? Like, I already gave you 30%. I told you that was my Black Friday sale. Now you're telling me I need to give you 40% or 50%? Why do I need to do that?
Right.
Give me the reason, right?
Yeah.
When you start digging into that why question, you'll find out two things. One, you will find out that you need to fire that agency because they don't have a good answer for the why. They don't,
Yeah.
right? Because you will start detecting bullshit very quickly, right? You become really good at it, so that you will, once you stop that what and the how question, you will get really good at understanding your business, understanding your customers, understanding your products, understanding how consumers behave. And the closer you can shorten that journey, more customers are going to buy from you, because you're not wasting their time.
Right.
You're not wasting their time. You're giving them great value. You're giving them great product, and they're getting that from you, and everybody else is giving them the runaround, or they're confusing them.
Yeah. No, that's good. Well, and I like that you mentioned the pause, because I do think that that's important, that, especially for us. It's one of the things I said the other day, something about doing the podcast, because I am impatient, can be an impatient person. And podcasting has taught me a lot about being patient, because there's so many times, like, I'm just like, I'm ready to just be like, and I've had to learn, well, and I've actually learned, I think podcasting has also taught me detective skills too, because I have to learn to listen and think at the same time. So I've learned a lot of great skills, but that pause is important, because I do think it allows you to have the time to think about how you're going to respond. Right. And not be reactive and everything. But you're saying something really good, because you're actually giving them ownership to come up with their own answers and stuff. And so when you hand somebody the answer all the time, then, well, that should be somebody we should be weeding out, because they're just looking for you to give them the solution all the time, and they're not really interested in picking it up.
And you're going to become, as an entrepreneur, you're going to become highly dependent.
Exactly. Yeah.
How about, at least you could be completely independent once you hit 2.5, 5 million, 10 million, right? Then you can say that, okay, now it makes sense. Or should you outsource it?
Right.
Or should you insource? Should you insource? Should you outsource your photo studio? Or should you insource it, meaning that you will build a little photo studio inside of your company that acts like an agency to do all the work for you?
Yeah.
Not that you're outsourcing it and giving up that creative control over that process. That's why you have to think through these kinds of things. Like, when you give up that control, that's what ends up happening. You're giving up your learning. And that's critical. And when you don't get that learning, and you think that, oh, you know what, I'm going to spend my way through that, you're going to spend your money. You're not going to get your learning.
Yeah, you're
going to keep on making mistakes. Like, for example, if somebody is fixing something in customer service, they just know, okay, we need to, if this problem occurs, this is our response to it, right?
Yeah.
They will do that 500 times. But if you are involved in that customer service and you go like, oh, it's missing, customers are complaining because it doesn't say that it's ammonia free on our product page.
Right.
Oh, that could be a bullet point. That bullet point can avoid 500 future inquiries if I do that every single month, because we're missing it from the product page. We're missing it in the carousel and the product highlights. We need to, is this vegan? Is it ethically sourced? Is it sustainable? People are asking these questions. How can I answer that directly on the product page so that it doesn't become a never-ending customer service ticket all the time?
Problem. Yes, I agree. Yeah,
that's another example of that. Like, this is why the founders in the first $1 million journey from 0 to 1 million, you really, really need to be part of it. You should be intimately involved, right? that you should know every nuance of it, every, like literally you have to be in those shoes, every one of those roles. Why is it that you proudly say to people that, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, I wear all the hats? No, you're not. You're not wearing all the hats. You're not.
Right.
It's a nice saying, but I don't see you wearing all the hats, because you gave it off to all these other people, and they're making mistakes, gigantic mistakes, that if you were paying attention to it, you could save a lot of money and time and grow faster, by correcting that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It makes sense. Okay. So, we could just keep going forever. You got like so much. I love it. And lots of energy too. It's like, man, we can ping pong this for a while. Okay. So I do want to know, like, because you've worked with so many cool brands. I would like to know, like, has been like it's kind of more of a fun question. What has been the most fun brand that you've gotten to work with? Like I guess maybe the most interesting, fun, I don't know. They're probably all fun, but one that stands out.
It was very odd, right? So I wouldn't say fun. It led to fun.
Okay.
But it was something that I don't drink at all. I don't drink alcohol at all. So if you ask me anything about the wine culture, people drinking in spirits or makers make or whatever, no idea.
I
no
probably
idea,
wouldn't answer
right?
that either.
and what's interesting is over my career, what I've found is if I don't know an industry, that's an amazing blessing. You know why? Because I don't have the blinders on.
You don't have the.
I'm a fashion guy. All the fashion brands do this. No, I'm not a fashion guy. I'm this other guy.
Right.
I'm gonna see what needs to be done that you're not doing. Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have such blinders on that you don't even realize all of the biases and stuff like that.
Right.
You have it in you. You don't even realize that you have those biases when you're part of an industry. Right.
Yeah.
So this happened at eCommerce, right? When I was working with Gary, right? We co-founded eCommerce together, right? Yep. So we had a brand, but Budweiser. I don't drink at all, right? They wanted to export the concept of bar hopping in China, right? So it touches commerce behavior. Yeah. It touches culture.
Right.
There is no concept of bar hopping in China.
I'm sure.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist. Right. So this is what that was an interesting commerce challenge to me. That was one of them that I did, that we exported the culture to make it part of another culture that doesn't exist there. So that was the concept of bar hopping and stuff like that. I mean, lucky for us, there was ride hailing services and stuff like that. So that helped with that. So nobody was driving drunk or anything like that. Right. So that was an interesting project. Another one was, again, in the spirits area that I had no business being in, right? Because I don't know anything about it. I don't even drink. Was Stella Artois. Stella Artois, in a meeting, this was also at eCommerce. Their team said that we would love to do something with Amazon, but we can't sell spirit we can't sell spirit. We cannot sell beer on Amazon. We're not allowed to.
Yeah.
So they started talking about, I said, okay. So the thing is, I'm not interested in any kind of drinks, because I don't drink. I'm not interested in any topics related to drink. So tell me anything other than drinking that Stella Artois does. Right? That's a good challenging question. So tell me everything else it does. I'm not interested in drinking because I don't drink. So, and you told me already, you already know that Amazon is not going to sell your product, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about that. So they started telling us about how they actually dig wells in water-prone areas where there's water issues and stuff. And well, that's amazing. Yeah. That's great. So how do you fund it? Oh, we do different types of nonprofit, blah, 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 events throughout the year, globally, and so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
I said, okay, that's good. I said, great, we can do something on Amazon. Well, didn't we just establish that we cannot sell beer? I said, I don't want to sell beer. One, it's against my personal beliefs, so I'm not going to sell beer at all. I'm going to
Yeah.
leave the room if you want to sell beer, because I cannot be part of the team. But I'm going to sell everything but beer. So that's what I'm going to sell. And we will benefit building of those wells. And this is going to become a gigantic brand awareness about what Stella Artois does for the world.
Yeah.
So what do we do? At least I know by watching Friends and TV about drinking. I don't have any personal experience. I said, what are those big cups called that people pour their beer into? Oh, I don't even know the name of it. So, it's called chalices. So every chalice is going to have a logo of the country or the region where we will be building the well. Consumers will come and buy a chalice. 100% of that, after we pay Amazon fees, 100% of those proceeds, minus the expenses of paying Amazon fees, will go towards building a well on that product that we just sold.
Okay.
Right? Huge brand awareness campaign. And Stella Artois, by the way, that chalice, we first tried it in the UK market, became the number one selling chalice on Amazon.
Oh my goodness.
In the UK.
Wow.
We imported that and we did it in United States, number one selling chalice in United States.
Wow.
For a beer brand that cannot sell alcohol and an e-commerce guy that would not sell alcohol.
Would not sell it. Oh my goodness. Wow.
And you have to come up with, this is why when somebody does not belong in your industry would be considered an innovator, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not thinking about, it's a box. So what do we need to do? Why can't Amazon buy Drizzly, and Drizzly, we can do something with Drizzly? No, I'm not going to sell alcohol, and you cannot sell alcohol on Amazon, right? So if you want to do this, let's do it this way. And we did that, and subsequently, that also helps raise their sales indirectly. I had nothing to do with that, directly. But it builds such an awareness, and by making it a number one selling, knowing that this product actually builds something that gives back to the world by building wells around the world where there's water scarcity.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I love it. Build brand awareness. Yeah, that's cool. Anyways, this has been awesome. I could sit here all day and listen to you tell all these stories. I think they're great. So my audience is going to be hearing this and they're going to be like, oh my goodness. So if they want to get in touch with you, they want to follow you, they want to learn more about this 12X program, whatever this is, I feel like I got people I need to send your way to just get connected with you. Where do we want to send them?
So I'll share the link with you, Jen, so you can include it in the program notes and the podcast description and stuff. We've actually set up a very special link just for your listeners.
Okay,
it's growthbysabir.com/Starter Girlz.
Okay.
So just like the name of the podcast, spelled exactly the same way. So when they use that link, we know that it is one of your listeners that came to us, and we will give them a special offer also.
Awesome. Well, very cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
been great.
So
I know we're already connected in LinkedIn, so I see your stuff in there when you come through. So exciting stuff. Well, you're doing great stuff, my friend, and you are the OG on this one because, look, I don't know anybody that's had all this amazing success in this web commerce stuff. You know what you're doing, and that's awesome. And I just want to commend you and congratulate you and tell you to keep doing your thing.
Thank you, Jen, and thank you for having me on your show.
It's been fun. It's fun for listening to you. So, of course, I do want to say to our audience, we appreciate you, love you, hope you found this episode both inspiring and informative. I mean, I don't know how you didn't find it inspiring. Like, I'm excited now. It's like the end of the day, and now I'm thinking I need to go make some new plans here. But anyways, if you did find this episode inspiring and informative, please share it, comment, do all the things so we can keep sharing all of this fabulous content. And as I always say, in order to live the extraordinary, you must start. And every start begins with a decision. You guys take care, be safe, be kind to one another, and we will see you next time.